Ladies and gentlemen, recorded in Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada. It's time for Fight Night Picks with your hosts, Craig and Matt Allen.
All right, Fight Night Picks fans, we're doing something a little different today, and I know from the reaction that we got over on Instagram and Twitter at Fight Night Picks, seems like a lot of people are really excited for this. As always, one half of your regular hosting duo, Craig Allen. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Craig Allen FNP. Matt to my left at Matt Allen FNP on the respective socials. Matt, we're talking about the UFC cards. Now, UFC and Prizm, they teamed up. These are the official retailer, or this is the official retailer of the new UFC cards. In previous years, you had Topps, all sorts of great stuff out there. Now, the hype is real with these cards, and it's absolutely insane. And I'm not a rich man, so I ended up with a blaster box, the debut edition. But the cards that people have been pulling out of these boxes, it's absolutely insane.
It has been really wild, and we're basically told from a young age, hey, you're throwing your lives away. You're throwing your money away with these cards, watching this MMA. But look at us now, Craig. Started from the bottom, now we're slightly above the bottom, and we're here. But it's wild, though, that now it's gone from just this hobby we had from when we were kids, and now it's this really exciting thing that not just we're excited for, but everyone else is, too.
I mean, when I was a kid, and I brought a few examples, I got a 2005 Press Pass Richard Petty signed card. I've got a Bob Probert signed Parkhurst. I've got a Blake Snell from a couple of years ago when I got back into the card game. And my favorite card that I have in the entire collection, well, one of two, and listen, this is shouts to John Boy Media. I have a Link to the Past, 2 out of 50, Trevor Plouffe and Kirby Puckett. And Matt, when I was a kid, I had a Kirby Puckett baseball that showed you kind of how to grip a baseball. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. Those are just some of the examples. I've also got a Nap LaJoie, and they changed the name of the Cleveland baseball team to the Naps at one point. Piece of his baseball bat. That's insane. So yeah, we're kind of big card guys, but we did go a little out, and I would say all out, but I don't have $1,500. So we went with the Panini Prizm Blaster Box. Now, if you go with it, 4 cards per pack, 6 packs. Not a lot of cards, not like what we've seen out of the bigger ones, but there's still an opportunity to get some of the parallels in there to end up with an autograph. And if we don't end up with an autograph, well, then I went all out with the 2020 version of UFC Striking Signatures. Now, if you go with one of these, there's one encased autograph card per box. And I have watched a lot of people break these cases, and I've got to say, not a lot of MMA fans out there doing this, or MMA shows. It's mostly, other sports cards enthusiasts. So you might hear some people just not knowing any of the fighters. Or they might know the Sean O'Malley's or the Conor McGregor's, so on and so forth. We're going to give you an in-depth breakdown of these cards as best we can. Matt, I can't wait to get cracking these.
I'm so excited. You have no idea. I don't know if this is going to be a long-running series in the show or not, but I cannot contain my excitement right now.
I've no word of a lie been excited about this all week. So let's get into it, as we always say, Matt, and let's start cracking some packs. All right, so if we're going to start this, Matt, and like I said, really excited about it. I grabbed my best cheese cleaver. I figured this is the best way to open this. Probably not. I don't recommend this at home, so if you are watching at home, don't use a cheese cleaver. It's probably not a great idea. And I'm probably butchering this compared to what most people will do.
I respect the move, though.
But it did work. All right. So we're getting into the box. We got a wrapper there. We'll throw our cheese cleaver away. All right. So, like I said, there's 4 cards per pack, 6 packs per box.
And we'll get into sort of what the special kind of editions and whatnot are as we pull them, I'm sure.
All right. So our first here, UFC Panini Prizm. All right. First one, UFC Panini Prizm right there. All right. We're going to get started.
How's it feel, Craig? First pack.
First pack. All right. Now, this is the first time. Now, I've seen a lot of the pros out there. They've got a little bit of a sleight of hand, a little bit of a system. First card, Matt. Ooh, a little bit of glare. It's Carlos Sparza.
Former champion.
Former
potential
inaugural
champ.
UFC strawweight champ, and she's making her bid to get a second shot. Next card. Bruce Leroy, Alex Caceres. Ooh. I mean, this is a guy, big one over Chase Hooper.
Exactly.
Chase Hooper. A fearless Tony Ferguson. Now, T-Ferg, he's on a little bit of a downspin right now, but we've got the fearless Tony Ferguson. And our fourth and final card in the pack, Matt, we have Tisha Torres. Tisha Torres. I mean, listen, the Tiny Tornado, she's been on a little bit of a roll. Well, just in her last fight, she did look absolutely amazing. Second pack, Panini Prizm, Matt. Now, I'm really eager to see, because again, a lot of parallels in these. Maybe not the best opportunity for you to get an autograph in one of the blaster boxes, but hey, I've seen crazier things happen, and I am having a hard time trying to open this pack.
Do you need the cheese cleaver again?
I might need the cheese cleaver. Now, this could ruin a card.
Wow. This is definitely not recommended on the unboxing channel.
No, they would never tell you to do that. All right, now we get into it, as we say. Now, I did see that back card. All right. First card on the docket, hard to see. Wow, look at that, Yan Xiaonan. Now, for Yan Xiaonan, definitely didn't have her best turn her last fight out. Gonna have to really try and correct that, but a big opportunity in a co-main event against Carla Sparza.
Yeah, really. Oh, wow.
Our next one, we have an instant impact. Your GOAT, your lightweight GOAT, former champ, Khabib Nurmagomedov. A lot of glare out of the light, but you get that right there.
It's kind of funny how the two special editions we get is the fight that everyone wanted to see forever, and then we never get to see it.
Now, there are plenty of rookie cards in these, but a lot of the allure is the fact that this is Panini's first edition with the UFC, so it is a bit of a special one. And Sean O'Malley. So we end up with an O'Malley card, a guy that looked great in his last fight, and then we ended off with a guy that's really on thin ice with the UFC in Platinum Mike Perry. So, Matt, we end up with an O'Malley. We ended up with a Mike Perry. And we had a pretty cool Khabib Nurmagomedov out there.
We've got some fan favorites so far. Tony Ferguson, Khabib, maybe not Mike Perry anymore. Sean O'Malley, though, for sure. Definitely interested in the first two packs that you've pulled.
All right, third pack, really struggling. And I have to say, the humidity in this room is absolutely insane.
It couldn't be making this any easier.
All right, Matt, so we pop out our next pack. And our first one, we've got an Antonina Shevchenko. Again, somebody who's on the rise right now.
Exactly. A lot of people on the ups, which is good to see.
Always good to see. Our next one, Jennifer Maia. I mean, listen, former title challenger at 125 pounds. Always good to see you, Jennifer Maia. Now, Matt, I saw a bit of a special edition under this one.
Did you?
We're looking forward to it. We get a green, and it is Derek Brunson. Now, Derek Brunson is on an absolute heater these days. I mean, a big win over Kevin Holland, big win over Edmund Shabazian. What can this guy not do? And in the picture on the card, Edmund Shabazian, your green is going to be, well, it doesn't say. It just simply does not say. But you do end up with a green parallel. That's pretty cool out of him.
From main event slot, too.
And then a rookie card, and our first rookie card is Jamal Hill, a guy who has a fight coming up in the very near future, and a very bright star edging on the top 15 in the division.
I was going to say, not just a really bright future for the prospect, but a guy who we're pretty high on, too, and a big fight with Paul Craig this weekend.
We got 3 more packs remaining out of this. I mean, our best card are Derek Brunson, but we do have some pretty neat inserts so far as well, as I struggle to get these open with my tiny hands.
This is the content people are here for.
This is exactly what people are here for. Now, we get the bottom card. We cheat a little bit. We'll flip it over. We end up with a Dominic Reyes, the Dominator, former UFC title challenger 2 times, unsuccessful both times. You can argue about the John Jones fight, but Dominic Reyes, nonetheless, a special fighter. A fireworks version of Zhang Wei Li. Matt, your former champion. Do you think she's going to get a shot at the belt next?
It's kind of wild just because there's so many great fighters in that division right now. Personally, I kind of want them to see Joanna versus Wei Li 2 and then maybe get a title shot, but give me a wild fight.
Our next one, just a straight up half whale of Sun Sao, veteran of the game, a guy who wasn't able to get it done against big guy in Cody Garbrandt, but maybe greener pastures ahead for the gritty vet out of American top team Atlanta. And another guy that just, again, at 135, I mean, former title challenger, Marlon Moraes, just wasn't able to get it done in his title bid, or lately, especially against guys like Rob Font, but Marlon Moraes, always in there for some action.
Oh, yeah, an exciting fighter. That's Craig, again.
These are not the easiest to open, but again...
This skill's going to get refined the more we do.
There we go. We got another one. All right. Let's have a look here. Are we just going to get some base cards? We have the Damage. Now, again, a lot of glare, but you're not totally able to see the tattoo. One of the best tattoos in all of MMA.
One of the best. Some might say one of the worst.
Our next one. Now, listen, friend of the show, member of the show, John Franklin has a lot of respect for this man. It's Brad Tavares, Hawaii Zone. And this guy, known for his wrestling, but also his striking.
John Franklin gave me a personal little insight. Brad Tavares, nice looking woman.
All right, Matt. Listen, in our 2020 FNP Fighter Awards, our female fighter of the year, if you can see it, Lucky Lauren Murphy. She's got a big fight coming up, too.
I don't think I've ever changed my opinion on a fighter more than I have on Lauren Murphy, and the run that she's on right now is super impressive.
Our last one out of the pack, Johnny Walker, the man himself, a walking highlight reel.
His fight against Thiago Santos coming up is going to be a really exciting one.
Big time fight, couple of Brazilian strikers. Now, Matt, this is the final pack of the box. We've got some good cards so far. And ooh boy, first one out of there. It's a base set. We've got Khabib Nurmagomedov, all-time great.
The second one now, Khabib, nice to see.
Ooh, we've got a green fireworks. That's so cool. Francis Ngannou, look at that as the camera. There we go. We got a good look at him. Francis Ngannou, fireworks. It's green. Not a numbered one, but wow, really nice card. Our next one, it's a rookie card. Wow, what a striker, the Georgian Giga Chikadze. I mean, what can this guy not do? Cub Swanson was a big win his last time out.
And then he was out there calling out Max Holloway. Like, those are the types of call-outs that you want after a performance like he had. So, again, really high on Giga Chikadze.
And our last card of the bunch, one of my favorite fighters to watch in all of MMA. This one is Muslim Salakov, a guy who just picked up a big win over Francisco Trinaldo. But listen, you're beating guys like Trinaldo, if you're getting big wins over the likes of Melvin Gallard to get you into the UFC, crazy stuff right there.
Show some respect to the king of Kung Fu.
Oh boy, so some great pulls so far.
Oh yeah.
All right, so while we might not have ended up with any autographs out of the base set of the Panini Prizm, we ended up with a couple of green parallels. You got middleweight contender Derek Brunson. That's a pretty cool one. We also have the fireworks Francis Ngannou green parallel. Pretty cool ones. And I mean, the rookie cards too. Giga Chikadze, Jamal Hill. Those are some neat cards. And you know what they remind me of? And listen, the people at Panini probably don't love it. They look like a classic. And I mean classic. Bowman Chrome.
They really do, actually. Good call out, Craig.
All right, Matt. So we've got one left. This is the Topps Striking Signatures. And I will show this one off, but I'm going back to the cheese knife. Matt, what are you expecting out of this?
You to cut your hand the way you're holding that cheese knife. I don't really know, because like you would say, we were talking, I've watched a couple unboxings now. I think I've seen one Usman autograph. You were saying you've seen some Drew Dobers.
A lot of Drew Dobers.
A lot of Drew Dobers. So it just kind of, I'm really curious to see what we pull from this, to be honest. There's a really big difference between like high level UFC star and like mid-tier, so I'm kind of curious to see what we're going to grab.
All right, Matt. UFC Striking Signatures 2020. And look at that!
Okay, this is funny. The first fighter we ever saw live in person in a UFC fight was this man.
This is absolutely insane. And listen, for some people, they might not be excited about this. I'm over the moon. You're striking guy with a win over Duran win. Look at that. Gerald Meerschaert, Matt.
Let's go.
This is a submission specialist Topps 2020 Striking Signatures. Wow, and that is an interesting autograph to grab. And I could not be happier. And this is 20 out of 25. So look at that. Gerald Meerschaert not signing a lot of autographs.
Wow, Gerald.
So we got a Gerald Meerschaert signed card. We've got a couple of green parallels, like I said. Francis Ngannou, and we also have Derek Brunson. Matt, unfortunately for a lot of the fans out there, this is going to hold a little bit of sentimental value for the Allens.
Remember when they opened Al Capone's vault and they were like, hey, there's going to be a lot of stuff in here. And then there was nothing in there. To us, we basically found gold and no one else understands why we're as excited as we are right now.
So, Gerald Meerschaert, big fight that he had back in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, the inside baseball. But we did end up with a couple of green parallels. The Fireworks Francis Ngannou, that's a cool card. We also have the Derek Brunson green parallel. And if you're tuning in way after the fact, well, kudos to you, but we have a big event coming up, UFC 263, and we are knocking on the door of 25,000 subscribers. We have a fight companion coming up for UFC 263. We're going to have a bit of a giveaway. It's going to be for the Francis card. It's going to be for the Derek Brunson. So make sure you tune in this Saturday, UFC 263. It's going to be coming up. We're going to be asking some questions there in the chat. You're going to get an opportunity to win one of those 2 cards.
It's going to be an awesome time. Again, I don't think you need us to sell you on the card this weekend. 3 5-round fights. Nate Diaz's return. Israel Adesaya's return to 185. It's going to be a great card, so why not spend it with us?
Really looking forward to it, Matt. We have lots of big-time content coming out there. Make sure you check out some of the picks and predictions, some of the fighter interviews, some of the podcasts on the channel. As always, you can find us at Fight Night Picks on Instagram as well as Twitter. And if you're out there on Facebook, hi, Mom. I'm opening packs of cards on the internet now. So how about that? But really looking forward to it. Keep it locked in with Fight Night Picks. And as we always say, let's get into it.